Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to break down the exact playbook for building a software company as a solo founder in 2026. Look, we are talking about a massive, fundamental paradigm shift in how products actually get built. If you've ever thought about launching a company, or honestly, if you're just fascinated by how AI is completely rewriting the rules of business, you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive right in.
To really understand why this matters, you don't need to look any further than this. Enter Shlomo. He just turned a side project, an AI app builder called Base44, into an $80 million exit in just 6 months. Honestly, the kicker here? He built almost the entire thing by himself, with Claude doing most of the actual coding. In the past, an experienced founder would have needed years and a massive pile of venture capital to get anywhere near this far. Ma did it in a fraction of the time.
And this isn't just a one-off fluke. It brilliantly illustrates the new speed baseline across the entire industry. Take a look at Y Combinator's W26 batch. You have a company called Pocket that shipped 30,000 units of an AI device and hit a $27 million annualized run rate in just 5 months. According to YC leadership, for a quarter of the companies in that batch, literally 95% of their code was being written by AI. So this isn't the future anymore. This is the new standard right now.
So here is the playbook we're going to cover. First, the 3-step Claude workflow. Second, founder versus AI. Third, we'll hit on some hidden superpowers. Fourth, the risks and realities. And finally, we'll break down the true cost. Okay, starting with section 1, the 3-step Claude workflow, which is your exact order of operations. If you've been opening up Claude, asking a few random questions and walking away kind of unimpressed, well, it's because you aren't using this specific 3-step sequence. You can't just chat with it. You need to move deliberately through projects for context, artifacts for prototyping, and finally Claude Code for execution. Let's break down exactly how each of these layers actually works.
You always start step 1 right here in Claude Projects. Think of a project as a dedicated workspace where Claude holds persistent context about your entire business. You just drop in your customer notes, competitor pages, support transcripts, and all of your rough, messy founder thinking. You start here because it absolutely stops you from having to explain your business from scratch every single time you open a new chat. Claude just remembers, so you can simply ask it to, say, cluster the pain points you've heard from customers, find the one recurring problem, and then use that to form your core offer. Next up, you move right into step 2, which is artifacts. This is your live prototype layer. You describe what the product should look like, and it renders it right there in the chat interface. You can literally click around, intentionally try to break it, ask for layout changes, and just watch it seamlessly redraw the whole thing. This step entirely replaces what used to be a solid week of a designer's work. You are going from a rough idea to a fully clickable, interactive prototype in less than a single day. Absolutely wild.
Finally, we hit step 3, Claude Code. You point this agent at your project files, and you simply describe what you want. Claude reads your code base, plans the necessary changes, writes the code, and tests the results for you. For non-technical founders out there, this is a real game changer. You don't write the code. You just describe what should happen, and if it does it wrong, you just describe how to fix it. Claude essentially does the impossible heavy lifting of an engineer right in front of you. Moving on to section 2, founder versus AI, what you must handle personally. Knowing that workflow is honestly only half the job. We need to clearly identify what quietly falls on your shoulders, no matter how incredibly good the AI gets. We really need to contrast this carefully. Claude has clearly taken over the work of a junior engineer, right? It's writing code, it's refactoring, catching obvious bugs, and generating tests. Even veteran developers like Gary Tan and Anthropic's own Boris Cherny are using it exactly this way. But the founder, meaning you are the strategic leader. Pricing, market selection, pivoting, deciding who to hire first, and just overall good business judgment. That remains entirely on you. None of that gets delegated. And here is a crucial point to remember. Claude has a major weakness. It is way, way too agreeable. If you describe a totally terrible pricing strategy, Claude is not going to warn you that it's bad. Nope. It will just help you execute that terrible strategy flawlessly and cleanly. So you absolutely do not get to skip the judgment phase, because the AI won't save you from a flawed business strategy.
Okay, section 3. Let's talk about some hidden superpowers, specifically customer research and financial modeling.
These hidden superpowers are the less obvious use cases that actually used to kill early startups long before code was even a question. Take customer research, for example. Instead of relying on your gut feeling or just trying to remember your most recent phone call, use this exact recipe. Drop all your interview transcripts into a project. Then, ask Claude to cluster them by the customer's role, the severity of their problem, and the specific feature they were asking for. You can even ask for visual charts to see exactly where those pain points concentrate, or demand direct quotes from an interview you literally did 4 months ago. It extracts perfect patterns out of 50 conversations flawlessly.
And you know, the exact same logic applies to financial modeling. Anthropic's partner Fundamental Labs actually found that Claude Opus 4 passed 5 out of 7 levels of the Financial Modeling World Cup. Let that sink in. This means you can use it to build runway scenarios, calculate your unit economics, and draft simple cap tables. You can literally get a serious professional-grade first pass on your company's financials for the cost of a basic monthly subscription. It's essentially replacing a highly expensive finance consultant.
Let's move to Section 4, Risks and Realities, diving into the actual pitfalls of AI coding.
Because, look, it's not all magic. When you trust an AI with your code base, you need to be highly aware of what's known in the industry as the 80% trap. As YC company Humwork experienced firsthand, the agent gets about 80% of the way to a working feature very quickly. But then, it will frequently loop on the exact same bug, or make the same bad architectural guess 5 times in a row, hallucinate a detail out of thin air, or quietly produce something that looks totally fine on the surface, but is subtly, disastrously wrong underneath.
This quote from another YC company, Compile, really hits the nail on the head. They said they built a demo in days using Claude Code, but then spent weeks cleaning up a code base they no longer fully understood. That is the reality check here. Lightning-fast progress requires heavy, tedious judgment work from you to clean it all up. The operational glue that holds a software company together still heavily relies on your oversight.
Finally, Section 5. Let's break down the true cost with a monthly financial breakdown.
So, what does all of this actually cost at the end of the day? Well, here is the realistic floor for a one-person operation getting started today. You've got Claude Pro or Max running you about $20 to $100. Vercel for your hosting, Superbase for your database, and Resend for email. Those are all practically free to start, scaling up to maybe $20 or $25 as you grow. Your domain? Just $1 a month. All in, you are hovering right around a $50 to $100 a month floor for your entire foundational toolset.
When we contrast this against traditional hiring costs, it's honestly mind-blowing. A one-person AI stack maxes out around $100 a month, but hiring your very first engineer in San Francisco, that's going to cost you between $200,000 and $300,000 in cash, plus equity, plus benefits, plus all the time you spend recruiting. By utilizing AI, your runway math shifts so dramatically it's hard to overstate. If you just keep your personal living expenses low, having just $25,000 in the bank can literally buy you years of runway to just sit there, build, and iterate.
And, the market has already clearly recognized this shift. Data from Carta shows that solo-founded startups went from making up 23% of all new companies back in 2019 to an incredible 36% today. The actual fundamental way founders start companies has permanently changed. Now, venture capital is still slowly catching up. A lot of VC money still flows to traditional teams, but the solo founder revolution, it is absolutely already here.
Which brings us to our final thought. Sam Altman actually has an ongoing bet with his CEO friends about when the very first $1 billion solo company is going to show up. Think about that for a second. The tools are here, the playbook is proven. It leaves us with the ultimate question. When will that billion-dollar solo company emerge? And are you ready to start building today so it can be yours? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time.